have to say, though, those weren't that mean. I mean, I've got to tell you, you should see what the Senate says about me all the time. I mean, that was some piker stuff.
Let's dive right into the whirlwind of controversies surrounding former President Barack Obama, his administration, and the Democratic Party at large. A saga riddled with accusations, alleged hypocrisies, and eyebrow-raising claims. You might think you know Obama, right? The cool, collected leader who became a global icon. But what if there's more to the story? Something far less polished? What if, behind the carefully curated image, there's a web of misdirection and power plays that even the most loyal supporters would find hard to ignore?
But we're doing great. The girls are good. Barack is working. We've got projects going. So we're staying busy and traveling. We've had some fun.
Are you still working on a lot?
Yeah,
I'm not going to challenge you to anything.
Yeah, I'm not dressed for a challenge.
I'm not either.
Let's start with the critiques that have been gaining traction, spearheaded by some outspoken voices like Joe Rogan and Elon Musk. Now, love them or hate them, these figures have been unafraid to poke holes in what they call the grand theater of deception, orchestrated by the Democratic Party. Rogan, known for his no-holds-barred commentary, has pointed out what he sees as a pattern of deliberate misinformation campaigns. He's taken aim at what he calls the very fine people hoax, a controversy that's been endlessly debated and, according to Rogan, distorted by those in power, including Obama himself. Rogan has suggested that Obama's public statements about this and other topics are not just missteps, but calculated moves to manipulate public perception. And when someone as influential as Rogan speaks, people listen.
Kooky, and it seems like they're just leaning into it. Like, there's no course correction at all. Just leaning into the kooky.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not just Rogan. Elon Musk has also weighed in, bringing his own brand of iconoclastic critique to the table. Musk has called out what he perceives as the Democratic establishment's relentless push to control the narrative, using the legacy media and social platforms as their tools. He's gone so far as to describe the media as the decayed priesthood of the ruling class, accusing them of feeding the public stories that are less about truth and more about protecting their own interests. And who's at the center of many of these stories? Obama, of course.
So weird.
So weird. It really is like the whole country's hypnotized. And I just think this is a perfect storm of things that are happening.
The most explosive claims, however, revolve around Obama's role in some truly jaw-dropping allegations. Let's talk about gain-of-function research. Yes, that controversial scientific work aimed at enhancing the properties of viruses. It's a term that's been thrown around a lot in recent years, and for good reason. According to some critics, the United States, under Obama's watch, indirectly funded research at a certain lab over the kicker. This funding was allegedly funneled through a non-profit called EcoHealth Alliance. Now, here's the twist. Obama is said to have initially halted such research in 2014, recognizing its potential dangers. But the story doesn't end there. Some argue that the ban was quietly lifted, leading to a renewed focus on this type of work, and if that's true, what does that say about the administration's priorities? Were they genuinely committed to safeguarding public health, or was there something more sinister at play?
Right, and I think one of the things that we all have to work through is learning how to decode when that fear is going to help us and when it's holding us back. Because you come out here every night and you make it look easy, but I know that there is always a thing in people who are in the public eye where you have to get over that crest of fear and get out here and do your thing.
This brings us to the role of nonprofits, those seemingly benevolent organizations that, as critics argue, might not always be what they appear. Some have claimed that Obama laid the groundwork for a network of nonprofits during his time in office. On the surface, these groups were dedicated to laudable causes like education, healthcare, and international development. But dig a little deeper, say the skeptics, and you'll find connections to projects that raise more questions than answers. Could it be that these nonprofits were involved in funding activities that the public would find deeply troubling? And if so, how much did Obama know about it? As if all this weren't enough, we have to address the media's role in shaping public perception. Legacy outlets, as Musk and others have alleged, have been complicit in suppressing inconvenient truths while amplifying narratives that serve their agenda. Take the example of certain interviews that seem to vanish from search results or are mysteriously difficult to find online. Could it be that platforms and media organizations are working hand in glove with political entities to control the flow of information? Critics claim that this isn't just a possibility, it's a reality. And once again, the name that keeps coming up in these discussions is Barack Obama.
Me going high is not losing the urgency or the passion or the rage, especially when you are justified in it. Going high means finding the purpose in your rage. You know, rage without reason, without a plan, without direction is just more rage.
But let's not stop there. Enter the late, unapologetically controversial Joan Rivers. Just weeks before her untimely passing, Rivers made headlines with her jaw-dropping comments about the Obamas. In a brief but widely circulated exchange with a reporter, she claimed, "We already have a homosexual president, it's Obama," before adding, "You know Michelle is a transgender." Now, these remarks were dismissed by many as the comedian's trademark shock humor, but others took them far more seriously. And here's where things get even murkier. Rivers tragically passed away not long after making these remarks, following complications from a medical procedure. While official investigations pointed to negligence on the part of the clinic, conspiracy theories have flourished, suggesting that her demise was too convenient to be a mere coincidence. Was Rivers silenced for speaking out, or was it all just a tragic accident? The questions linger, and they only add to the air of mystery surrounding the Obamas.
Now, personally, for me, if I were able to run for a third term, Michelle would divorce me. So, so it's useful that I don't have that choice to make.
And then there's the infamous White House Correspondents' Dinner of 2011. A night that many say changed everything. It was supposed to be a light-hearted roast, but instead it turned into a brutal takedown of Donald Trump, who was in the audience. Obama, with his razor-sharp wit, skewered Trump over the birther controversy, leaving the future president visibly fuming. According to some who were there, including Musk, this was the moment Trump decided he would run for office. But here's the thing, while Obama's performance was widely applauded at the time, some now argue that it was emblematic of a deeper issue, the Democratic establishment's hubris and their underestimation of Trump's resilience. Was this public humiliation a turning point not just for Trump, but for American politics as a whole? And if so, what role did Obama play in setting the stage for the political chaos that followed? The stories don't stop there. Allegations continue to swirl about how certain narratives have been manipulated to paint Obama as a flawless leader while burying any dissenting voices. Take, for instance, the claims that certain platforms were paid to suppress information. It's been reported that a particular social media site had what critics are calling a magic portal, allowing government agencies to communicate directly and delete content as they saw fit. And guess what? Some of these communications were auto-deleted after 2 weeks, allegedly violating federal transparency laws. If true, this raises serious questions about accountability and the lengths to which some will go to maintain control over the narrative.
She is not sorry.
They are looking forward. All the women in your life are
all
looking
the women
forward.
in my life are looking forward to being able to, live a more normal life.
Yeah, but still not entirely normal. Obviously, everybody's under the microscope at all
A little
times.
bit more.
And you're staying in Washington, D.C., which is unusual for an exiting president.
As the controversies pile up, one thing becomes clear. The story of Barack Obama and his legacy is far more complicated than the polished image he presents to the world. From the allegations of misinformation campaigns to the murky dealings of nonprofits, and from the media's role in shaping public perception to the explosive claims about his personal life, there's no shortage of questions begging for answers. And let's not forget the role of figures like Joe Rogan and Elon Musk, whose critiques have brought these issues into the spotlight, forcing us to confront uncomfortable truths. But this is just the beginning. As we transition into the next chapter, we'll delve even deeper into the Obama family's public image versus the rumors that challenge it. From whispers of marital discord to the alleged affair between Barack Obama and Jennifer Aniston, the revelations only get more astonishing. Are we ready to peel back the layers and uncover what lies beneath the surface? Stay tuned, because the story is far from over.
Our first guest tonight is a legendary star of screens big and small. She is one of the most loved human beings in all the world. Her new book, which is for kids, is called Clydio Takes a Bite Out of Life. Please welcome Jennifer Aniston.
So now let's pick up where we left off. Buckle up, because if you thought the first part of this story was dramatic, you're in for a ride. We've already scratched the surface of the controversies surrounding Barack Obama and his presidency, but now it's time to dive into the personal side of things, the part that truly captures the public's imagination. After all, when it comes to political figures, it's not just their policies that keep people talking. It's the rumors, the whispers, the what-ifs that make them feel larger than life. Let's start with the Obama's public image. For years, they've been portrayed as the ultimate power couple, a modern-day fairy tale. Barack, the charismatic leader with a razor-sharp intellect, and Michelle, the fiercely independent yet supportive partner who captured hearts worldwide. Together, they symbolized unity, grace, and progress. But as with any fairy tale, there's always the possibility of cracks beneath the surface. Could it be that this picture-perfect image is just that?
Like, for instance, like, this is a magazine that came out a couple of weeks ago. In fact, said the truth about Jen and Barack.
That was, of all the calls you get from your publicist.
Rumors of trouble in paradise have been swirling for months, and they've only intensified recently. It all started when Michelle Obama was noticeably absent from several high-profile events, including Jimmy Carter's funeral and even Donald Trump's inauguration. Now, let's be honest, most people wouldn't blame her for skipping the latter. Who'd want to sit through that? But for Michelle, who's always been a strong presence by Barack's side, her absence raised eyebrows. People began to wonder, was this just a scheduling conflict, as some sources claimed, or was there more to the story? Could this be a sign of deeper issues within their marriage?
Got to spend a minute on the Obamas, because there seems to be some momentum picking up in the rumor mill about their marriage. All right, I'm going to bring you what I know.
Adding fuel to the fire are the whispers that the Obamas are living separate lives. According to insiders, Michelle has reportedly stepped away from the political spotlight and is focusing on her own passions, while Barack remains as active as ever in public life. And here's where things get really spicy. There are claims that the two are quietly preparing to announce their separation. Some even suggest that they're embroiled in divorce proceedings behind closed doors. Of course, none of this has been confirmed, but the speculation alone has been enough to set the internet ablaze. But hold on, it gets even more intriguing. Rumor mills are buzzing with reports that Michelle has been spending more and more time away from their shared properties, particularly in locations where she's working on her personal projects. Some sources claim she's been spotted in California at least a handful of times recently, allegedly meeting with influential figures in the publishing and wellness industries. These meetings, insiders whisper, could be part of a plan to launch her own independent brand, a move that would not only solidify her as a solo powerhouse, but also signal a possible shift away from the Obama partnership. Could this be Michelle laying the groundwork for a new chapter in her life?
But if it is true, it truly would be a political earthquake in Democrat circles. Never mind America. I don't remember a presidential divorce in modern history.
Meanwhile, Barack has been keeping busy with his Netflix deals and public appearances, but even those have sparked some eyebrow-raising moments. Take his recent dinner outings in New York City, where he was seen dining with a mix of Hollywood executives and political heavyweights, but notably without Michelle. This has only added fuel to the idea that their lives are growing increasingly separate. One particular sighting had tongues wagging when Barack was seen leaving a private event with none other than a well-known entertainment industry insider. While no one's suggesting anything inappropriate, it's hard to ignore how these moments only deepen the narrative of a couple living parallel but disconnected lives.
Jennifer Aniston, it was her circle of friends there, allegedly discussing this. I mean, we don't know, but
that's how you know it's true.
Is it so
Women
hard
will
to
never keep a
believe?
secret. Like, when a woman tells another woman, yeah, you can tell me, I'll keep a secret, the phone's already out. Now it's about to hit a group chat. So that is, to me, the most conclusive piece of evidence.
And let's not forget the whispers about their daughters, Malia and Sasha, who have reportedly been spending less time with their parents lately. Some outlets have speculated that the girls are intentionally distancing themselves from the drama, choosing instead to focus on their own lives and careers. It's been said that the sisters remain close to both parents, but are trying to stay out of the fray as much as possible. Could this be a sign that even the family is feeling the strain of these rumors? Or is it just part of growing up and gaining independence? Either way, it adds yet another layer of complexity to a story that's already bursting with intrigue.
So here's the thing, and this is one other theory of the case. Maybe Jennifer Aniston is the Biden's answer to George Clooney here, right? I mean, maybe this, because I'll be honest, I have heard this sort of thing rumbling around in DC, and there's some connections there with the people, what you would call reputable people, because they served in an administration.
Now, if that wasn't dramatic enough, let's talk about the bombshell rumors involving Jennifer Aniston. Yes, you heard that right. The beloved actress from Friends has somehow found herself tangled up in this web of intrigue. According to certain tabloids, Barack and Jennifer have developed a close friendship, and some are even claiming that it's more than just platonic. Can you imagine? The former president of the United States and one of Hollywood's biggest stars talk about a headline grabber. Jennifer, for her part, has laughed off the rumors, calling them absolutely untrue during an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Of all the calls you get from your publicist, this was the weirdest, she joked, clearly amused by the absurdity of it all. She even added that she's only met Barack once and knows Michelle better than him. But here's the thing about rumors. They don't need facts to thrive. Once they're out there, they take on a life of their own, and in this case, they've only added to the narrative of a strained Obama marriage.
So the truth about Jen and Barack is that there is no truth.
There is
It
no
untrue.
truth.
You know Barack Obama.
I've met him once.
Met him once.
I know Michelle more than him.
What is there a truth about you and Michelle that we should know?
That is not true.
And speaking of strained marriages, let's not forget the role the media plays in all this. While some outlets are quick to dismiss these stories as baseless gossip, others seem all too eager to fan the flames. Take Meghan McCain, for example. She recently claimed on a podcast that she's heard from reputable sources that the Obamas' divorce is imminent. Now, say what you will about Meghan, but she's not exactly known for keeping her opinions to herself. Her comments have only added credibility, or at least the appearance of credibility, to the rumors. But let's take a step back for a moment. Why does this matter? Why are people so obsessed with the personal lives of the Obamas? Part of it, of course, is the allure of scandal. There's something irresistible about seeing larger-than-life figures brought down to earth by the same struggles that ordinary people face. But there's also a deeper question at play here. If the Obamas, the ultimate symbol of unity and strength, are struggling, what does that say about the rest of us? It's a question that cuts to the heart of the public's fascination with their story.
Not to add insult to injury, but there's a Daily Mail report out today saying Kamala Harris's marriage may be on the rocks. Like everybody's on the rocks. Again, I will say I love the Daily Mail, but the sourcing appeared weak. It was like people who know the couple, but like, I don't know if it's any better than that. But they're saying she's blaming him in part for her loss because he turned out to be such a hot mess liability. You buy it?
And then there's the issue of timing. These rumors aren't just surfacing in a vacuum. They're coming at a time when Barack and Michelle are more visible than ever. Barack has been busy with his production company, Higher Ground, while Michelle continues to promote her best-selling books and engage in philanthropic work. Together, they've built an empire that extends far beyond politics. But with that visibility comes scrutiny, and the more successful they become, the more people seem eager to tear them down.
Caligula.
Okay, so then there's the question. It's like, can you take a completely normal person, give them power, and then they become that? Or does it take a power-hungry person that has this void that needs to be filled, and then when they are given that power, you see the worst version of them?
Ask your CIA boy. I bet he's got the answers. I bet he knows the exact formula.
To corrupting somebody
Yeah.
or to...
What happens? Like what happens to these people?
Of course, the Obamas aren't the only ones facing this kind of scrutiny. Rumors of celebrity affairs and divorces are as old as Hollywood itself. But what sets this story apart is its intersection of politics and pop culture. The idea of a former president allegedly cozying up to a Hollywood actress is the kind of narrative that blurs the lines between fact and fiction, turning real-life figures into characters in a soap opera. And for better or worse, it's a narrative that people can't seem to get enough of. But let's not forget the other players in this drama. While much of the focus has been on Barack and Jennifer, Michelle has also found herself at the center of speculation. Some have suggested that her absence from public life is a deliberate choice, a way to distance herself from the rumors and regain control of her own narrative. Others believe it's a sign that she's preparing for a new chapter, one that doesn't include Barack. Either way, it's clear that Michelle is as much a part of this story as her husband, and her next moves will be closely watched. And then there's the public itself. In many ways, the fascination with the Obamas is a reflection of our own hopes and fears. We want to believe in the idea of a perfect couple, a perfect family, a perfect life. But when that illusion is shattered, or even just questioned, it forces us to confront the imperfections in our own lives. It's a reminder that even the most powerful and admired figures are human, with all the flaws and complexities that come with it.
So when you're at home, can you run down to the kitchen in your underpants in the middle of the night if you're hungry?
I mean, I could. I don't.
You don't.
So where does this leave us? Are the Obamas really on the brink of divorce? Or is this just another case of tabloid sensationalism? Is there any truth to the rumors about Jennifer Aniston, or is she simply a convenient scapegoat in a story that's already spiraling out of control? And perhaps most importantly, what does this entire saga say about the way we view our leaders and celebrities? These are questions that don't have easy answers, but they're worth pondering as we continue to follow this unfolding drama. In the end, one thing is certain: the Obama story is far from over. Whether they choose to address the rumors head-on or let them fade into the background, their every move will be scrutinized, analyzed, and dissected by a public that just can't seem to look away. And as the lines between truth and fiction continue to blur, one can't help but wonder what the next chapter will bring. Will it be redemption, scandal, or something else entirely? Let's keep the conversation going and see where this roller coaster ride takes us next. Until then, stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe for more celebrity gossip and updates. Goodbye for now.